Hi there guys, Nikki the Fairy tuning in with you to give you a little bit of an intro before you do this Yoga for Athletes class. So this is actually the first intro I've done before I've done the class, mostly because it's kind of late in the day. It might be dark when I finish, so I wanted to make sure I had have the advantage of sunlight to do this so I could do it in the fairy garden. It also looks like it might rain. So if that's the case, as long as there's no lightning, I'm going to move forward with my whole practice. I have no problem practicing in the rain, and I have an OtterBox, so my phone will be just fine. So I know for sure what I'm going to be doing in this video, and I wanted to connect with you guys beforehand because I'm going to be kind of going back on some like Red Cheetah yoga for athletes standards that I usually really stick pretty rigidly to. And that is, if any of you guys, which I know there's a lot of you who have taken my my certification course, my weekend cert for yoga for athletes, knows that I have a really hard rule about not giving athletes in yoga for athletes core exercises. Like no abs, take that out. You only have an hour to work with your athletes, whether it's individually or with a team. The only time I allow for that is if the coach that we're working with, like sometimes when I work with like the rowing team at one of the universities here that I work with, sometimes the coaches there will ask for extra core because they know that their team needs it. In cases like that, yeah, put in core into your classes. But as a general rule, yoga for athletes, my personal opinion, I've been doing this for a little bit, is take core out. Athletes do enough of it. And yoga focuses, of course there's core in yoga in general, and the foundation of yoga focuses so much more on creating a fluid spine and a fluid midline, and athletic training and strength and conditioning focuses on a rigid midline for stabilization, and we're about breaking up patterns. So it's pandemic time right now, and thankfully, I just came back to doing CrossFit again. I had hurt my back and my abductor pretty bad on my left side, and I've basically only been doing yoga. So I just came back to training again this week. I did a burpee and double under workout yesterday, and I did a workout this morning that had single arm thrusters in it. So my knee is feeling a little banged up. I'm also feeling super motivated and craving a little bit more just because it's pandemic time. So I'm adding in core at the beginning of this session just to feed that need that I feel like a lot of you guys probably have too. Like being at home, for most of us, I know not everyone's at home, and thank you, our essential workers, our healthcare workers, like all you guys, you are really keeping us moving forward. So I wanted to do a little bit more of a fiery yoga for athletes practice. By definition, yoga for athletes is like a lukewarm style of yoga. It's not totally cool, which is your restoratives and your gentles. It's definitely not like power yoga, but it can act like power yoga for some larger, more muscle-bound athletes. And there is a little bit of a heating element to it. So I just wanted to connect with you guys to let you know you're getting something a little new today. And I'm really excited to share it. I'm excited to do it because I know my body needs it. And I felt that if my body needed it, someone out there, you guys probably need it too. So welcome to pandemic yoga for athletes, starting with a little bit of abs. You'll probably see some sprinkled in, and don't be surprised if you see classical headstand at the end. All right, enjoy. Happy yoga-ing. Tune in later.
Begin in Supta Baddha Konasana. Lie flat on your back, legs in butterfly position. Bring your arms overhead and grab your elbows. Close your eyes. Big slow inhale through your nose. Loud slow exhale through your nose. On your inhales, expand your entire torso. And on your exhales, contract your entire torso. Hug your knees into your chest. Drop both knees to the right. Place your hands behind your head and lock your gaze to a point on the ceiling. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Lift and lower. Move with your breath, moving through up to 15 crunches. Make sure your shoulder blades, both shoulder blades, clear your mat. Keep your gaze on the ceiling. When you complete 15 repetitions, switch to the other side. Move slowly, note any tension in your low back. And hands behind your head to keep your elbows wide. Exhale, lift your upper body off your mat. Inhale, drop back down. Move at the same rhythm that you breathe. This will be a little faster breathing than typical yoga breathing, but still breathe through your nose. Bring your knees center, shins parallel to the ground, moving into dead bugs. Curl your upper back off your mat to engage your hollow more, or if that's a lot on your neck, you can drop your head and shoulders down. Inhale, extend your right arm overhead, left leg extends forward, and exhale, bring them center, switching sides to up to 10 on each side. Now notice the arm and leg that stay in the center do not move in closer to each other. They stay vertical. Make sure that your opposite arm and opposite leg move at the same time, and that you extend your leg. Your heel almost touches the ground. It hovers. It doesn't actually touch the ground. And make sure that your arm reaches way overhead. Arm and leg move at the same rate. Make sure one doesn't move faster than the other. Once you've completed up to 10 on each side, hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, massage out your spine. Moving into leg lifts next. Extend your legs out in front of you. Slide your hands under your hips or hands go out your sides if you know that you have hamstring flexibility for this movement. Placing your hands under your hips, tilt your hips to protect your low back. Moving through leg lifts, starting on your right. Inhale, lift your right leg up, flex your toes to your shins. Point your toes out the top, and exhale, lower your right leg down. Do the same thing on the left side, moving with your breath. Do up to 10 to 15 on each side. The work is keeping your shoulder blades flat down on your mat. The back of your neck is neutral and long. You don't want your head tilted back so that you're arching through your cervical vertebrae. Your whole spine should be flat on your mat. You can move as slowly as you want through this movement. Some styles of yoga consider the more advanced version of this movement to be a very slow movement with a matching slow breath. Every repetition, try to get your leg a little higher. Keep your tailbone flat on your mat. This is simultaneously a core and hip flexor exercise, as well as a hamstring stretching exercise. Keep completing your reps. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. And then on your last rep, bring your right leg up, interlace your fingers behind your hamstring. Flex your toes to your shins and pull your straight leg close to your face. All 10 toes are active, kick through your heels. And on your next inhale, bend your elbows, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Bring your nose to your knee. And exhale, head, neck, and shoulders down. Doing that one more time. Inhale, bend your elbows, lift up a little higher, hold, crawl your hands to your calf if you have access. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders down. Pull your straight leg a little closer to your face. And now taking a twist, option to bend your knee if you need to, or if you can keep your knee straight to twist your spine, go for it. Take toe lock if you have access, or your left hand can grab onto your calf. Drop your right arm across the ground, turn your head to the right. Going into an inner hip stretch, bring your straight leg back up. Toe lock if you have access, or grab your inner thigh. Always an option to bend your knee. Anchor your left hip down with your left hand. Keep your whole left side body flat on the ground. One breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your right leg back up. Extend your right leg forward, moving to the left. Interlace your fingers behind your hamstring, not behind your knee. You want to keep your knee straight. Flex all 10 toes to your shins. Big breath in. Breathe out. Bend your elbows, lift up. Relax your face and shoulders and lower down. One more. Bend your elbows. Inhale, lift up. Try easier to get a little higher. Maybe you have access to your calf. Your tailbone stays down on the ground and then lower down. Take your left leg to the right. Rinse out your spine. A straight knee is a much deeper lower back stretch. It can actually cause too much sensation. If that's true for you, you can bend your knee. Now moving into your inner hip, take your left leg to the left, anchor your right hip down to the ground. Open your hips a lot, keep your whole body flat on the ground. Add a little bend to your left elbow to pull your leg a little closer to your left shoulder to open your hip a little more. Inhale, bring your left leg center. Straighten both legs. Now double leg lifts. If this is too hard, go back to single leg lifts. Inhale, lift your legs up with flexed toes to your shins. And as you exhale, point your toes to lower down to the ground. If you need to rest your heels on the ground between each rep, go for it. Hands are under your hips to prop your hips to get your low back flat on your mat. Do 10 to 15 reps here. And if you start with double leg lifts and need to change to single leg, that's fine, but do your best. If you can do double leg lifts, you must. Move at the same rate you breathe. Inhale, bring your legs all the way up. Exhale, lower your legs all the way down. Do one more rep. Pause at the top. Grab behind your hamstrings. Inhale, bend your elbows, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Bring your nose to your knees, and exhale, lower. Keep your tailbone flat. One more. Inhale up, get a little higher. And exhale, drop your head, neck, and shoulders down. Press your tailbone to the ground. Kick your heels to the sky a lot. And on your next exhale, drop your feet out wide for straddle split. Flex your toes to your shins. Place your hands on your inner thighs. Do that same work. Inhale, lift your head up, look forward. And exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, massage out your spine. Grab your hamstrings, rock and roll the length of your spine, come up to sitting. Flip over onto your hands and knees. Tabletop. Reach your right arm forward, left leg back. Bird dogs. Switch sides, left arm forward, right leg back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Doing up to 10 repetitions on each side. Focus on your upper arm bone and your thigh bone, hugging in to your midline as your heel and fingers reach away from each other. Keep your core engaged, belly button hugs to your spine. Spread all 20 digits as wide as you can. This is a great exercise for midline stabilization and an easy way to strengthen your core. Complete the rep you're on and extend your right arm forward, left leg back, and hold. Now bend your left knee, reach your right hand back and grab the pinky toe edge side of your foot. Kick your foot into your hand and exhale, switch sides. Get long first and then bend your right knee, reach your left hand back. Press your collarbones to squared forward with your mat. Bring both hand and knee down to your mat. Inhale, right hand behind your head. And exhale, bring your elbow to touch your wrist. Inhale, open all the way up. And exhale, elbow to your wrist. There's a slight rotation through your middle and upper back. Do 5 to 10 repetitions of this upper back rotation exercise. This is another core strengthener and great for maintaining a healthy spine. Moving to the left side, hand behind your head, and do your best to keep your gaze on your elbow, that's your focal point, And we'll also ensure that you get all the way up into your cervical vertebrae too. Move with your breath. Inhale, lift your elbow. Exhale, lower it. And once you've done the same amount of reps on this side as the other side, bring your left hand down. Thread the needle on your right. Right arm weaves under your left. Wrap your left arm around your low back. If you can, grab onto your quadricep with your fingertips. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Breathe slow, steady, and deep. Place your hands back on your mat. Switch other side. Reach your left arm up and weave your left arm under your right. Close your eyes. Big expansive inhales. Loud cleansing exhales. 2 more breaths. Child's pose with wide knees. Set your hips to your heels, reach your hands forward. Third eye center connects to your mat. On your next inhale, downward facing dog. Get grounded through all 4 paws. Let the weight of your head drop to your mat. Pedal through your feet a couple times on each side. Open up your hamstrings, your calves, and then pause in stillness. 1 inhale. Loud exhale. Shorten your down dog about 2 to 3 inches and go into underdog pose. Left hand grabs the outside of your right ankle. Now press your right heel down to the ground. Switch sides. 3 breaths on each side. Open your hip, upper back, and hamstring. Bring both hands back to your mat. Spread your fingers. Ground through your palms. Walk your feet all the way to the front edge of your yoga mat. Ragdoll. Grab your elbows. Soften your knees. Shift your body weight slightly forward so you have more weight in the front of your foot than your heels. Bring your hands to your lower back, interlace your fingers, press your palms together, and drop your fist over your head. Big, slow inhale. Loud, slow exhale. 1 more breath in. And breathe out, right hand down, left hand up. Spread your fingers wide. Bend both knees as much as you need for access, but bend your right knee a little more than your left to twist deeper through your spine and stretch your lower back a little more. Switch sides. Every inhale, lengthen, and every exhale, twist. 1 more breath in, and breathe out, dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, fold. Roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Your head comes up last. Reach your hands to the sky, back bends. Cross your right leg over your left, plant both feet flat. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull yourself to the right. Stretch your right side waist. Inhale, go center, and exhale, dive, forward fold. Crisscross forward folds. Getting deep into just 1 hamstring and hip. Loud breath in. Loud breath out. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Uncross. Half lift. Fold. Root to rise. Back bend. Left leg over right. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Pull up and lean to the side. Press with equal pressure through both feet. 1 more breath in. And as you breathe out, dive straight over your legs. The work is bringing your belly to your thigh. Rock your weight into the balls of your feet. Pause right before your heels lift off your mat. Loud inhale. Loud exhale. Uncross your feet, big toes touch. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise with a flat back, back bends. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back, reverse lunge. knee down, point your toes. Claw your fingers, lift your chest high. Inhale loud. And exhale, tuck your right toes, lift your knees, step back, high plank. Exhale, caterpillar, knees, chest, chin, go down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Loud, slow inhale. Loud, slow exhale. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, right foot steps all the way between your hands. Drop your left knee down, point your left toes, one breath in. And as you breathe out, left foot forward, fold. Drop your head, halfway lift, fold. Mountain, back bend. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Left foot steps back, lunge. Claw your fingers, lift your chest. Breathe in loud. Breathe out loud. Point your hands, step back, high plank as you inhale. Caterpillar as you exhale. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Single breath in through your nose. Loud breath out through your nose. Breathe in your biggest. Breathe out your loudest. Inhale, left foot steps forward, long the lunge. Exhale, standing forward folds. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Mountain, rise, easy back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Flat upper back, right foot, reverse lunges. Knee down, point your toes, lift your chest. Inhale, plank. Exhale, caterpillar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in loud and slow. Breathe out loud and slow. Inhale, right foot forward, low lunge. Exhale, standing forward folds. Inhale, rise, back bends. Exhale, dive, fold. Flat back. Left foot steps back, lunge. Inhale, high plank. Caterpillar, breathe out. Cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Single inhale. Noisy exhale. Left foot forward, lunge. Right foot forward, fold. Flat back, look forward, fold a little tighter. Rise, stand your tallest, bend back your deepest. Exhale, dive, forward folds. Half lift, look to the horizon. Right leg steps back. Left leg steps back. Caterpillar. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right foot forward, low lunge. Left foot forward, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise. Fold. Halfway lift. Left foot steps back. Right foot steps back. Caterpillar. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale loud. Exhale loud. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, lunge. Standing forward, fold, exhale. Half lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Mountain, rise. Exhale, dive. Flat upper back. Reverse lunge, right side, knee down, chest up. Plank. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra, lift your heart. Down dog, drop your brain. Inhale loud. Exhale loud. Right foot steps forward, reach your arms up, back bends. Anjaneyasana, bring your left hand to your left hamstring to go back a little deeper. And exhale, left tricep to right thigh. Make a fist with your right hand, punch down into the palm of your left. Lift your belly off your thigh and twist a lot. Tuck your left toes under, lift your knee off your mat. You might wiggle and wobble. If you fall out, go right back in. It's part of the process. If you have access, you can split your arms. Inhale, and as you exhale, side angle pose. Keep your right knee bent to 90 degrees. Move your right hand to the instep of your right foot. Option to bring your forearm to your quad or use a yoga block. Your left foot is flat, toes point to 3 o'clock, right toes point to 12 o'clock, and the heel of your right foot is in line with the arch of your left. Triangle pose is next. If you can't quite reach the ground, use a yoga block. Straighten your knee. Reach your left hand up to the sky, gaze to your left thumb. On your next exhale, pyramid. Square your hips to the front edge of your mat. Shorten your stance 7 inches, widen it 5 inches. Halfway lift and fold. Turn your hands around, crawl your hands to the back edge of your mat. To go deeper, flex your right toes to your shins and add a little bend to your left knee. Keep your left heel flat on your mat. Loud inhale. Loud exhale. Plant both feet, straighten both knees, half lift, and as you exhale, twist. If you can get your left hand outside your right foot, you must. It'll access a deeper spinal twist. Right hand reaches straight up for the sky, gaze follows your thumb. And now from twisted triangle, drop down into cheetah pose. Some disciplines call this lizard lunge. Walk your right foot to the right, point your right toes at 12 o'clock. You can stand your hands or drop your forearms to the ground or to yoga blocks. Your back leg should be almost totally straight. Your toenails down on your mat. Inhale, lengthen your upper back. And exhale, soften, ease your torso a little closer to the ground. On your next inhale, lift your chest, galaxy pose. Place your hand on your right knee and press your knee out a lot. Option to bend your back knee and grab your foot. You can be up on your left hand or on your left forearm. Look over your right shoulder, see your back foot if you're binding. Add a bend to your elbow, pull your heel to your glute to rinse out your quad. Exhale, walk your right foot to the space between your hands and move into half split. Back knee is at 90 degrees. Flex your toes to your shins. Now if you're working on half or on full split, grab your yoga blocks or just go right into it if you're proficient. If you're not yet proficient, use your blocks on the way down. Keep your right toes flexed to your shins. The advantage of working on full split, even as athletes, is that this pose stretches your hamstring and your hip flexor on the same time on opposite legs. Now work on keeping your pelvis neutral. Hollow out your belly to scoop your tail. This will open up your left hip flexor even more. In pretty much all sports, your hip flexor does a lot of work, so it's really important to give it a lot of love and attention. Bend your right knee and go into half pigeon pose. Rest on your forearms or use yoga blocks. Relax your right foot and drop your head to the ground. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. Surrender to gravity and pause. One more inhale. Loud, slow exhale. On your next breath in, lift your chest, reach your right hand back. Grab your back foot with your hand. Now grab the pinky toe edge side of your foot when you're grabbing opposite foot with opposite hand. Look over your shoulder, bend your elbow to rinse your quad out a little more. And now as you exhale, draw up your foot. Now I'm spinning around to give you a better view of double pigeon. You can stay exactly where you are. Stack your shins on top of each other. Your left ankle bone will hang off of your quadricep. Flex all 10 toes to your shins and sit up really tall. Option to wedge a block between your shins if they're not that close together. Now there's a lot of variations of this pose. If you know any organically or from previous practices, you can take them. If you have the block between your shins, remove it and place your left hand on your knee and gently ease your knee into new length. It's really your hip that's easing into new length, not your knee. Your knee will get closer to your bottom ankle. Loud inhale. Relax your jaw, exhale. Lord of the Fishes is next. Plant your left foot outside your right thigh. Pull your right heel around your hip. Sit up tall as you inhale and twist deep as you exhale. Now I went right into the bind in my practice when I did this recording. If you don't have the bind yet, that's A-okay. Otherwise, if you can access the bind with a towel or strap, I highly encourage it. It completely changes this pose and hits a lot more muscle groups at once. Counter pose, little push-up to the opposite direction of your twist. Extend your right leg forward. Left foot goes to your right inner thigh. Reach your arms up and exhale, fold into a single leg forward fold. Grab wherever you have natural access along your leg. If you can easily grab your foot, crisscross your wrists and grab opposite sides of your foot with both hands. Every inhale, lift your chest. Every exhale, go deeper. Marichasana is next. Plant your left foot flat, toes point to 12 o'clock. Lean forward a lot. Wrap your left arm around your left shin. Reach your right hand behind and take your bind. It's highly recommended to use a towel or a strap. Keep your left glute pressing to the ground, right knee straight, and working on folding forward a little deeper and deepening your bind at the same time with every exhale. Good work. Release that pose. Cross your feet at your ankles. Rock forward to your knees. Plant your hands. Step back, high plank. Exhale, caterpillar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. 3 of your loudest, slowest, deepest breaths. Bring your feet together, toes touch. Drop your knees to your mat. Keep your toes bent deep. Sit your hips to your heels. Moving into toe stretch pose. This opens up the soles of your feet and your Achilles tendons. Bring your hands to prayer. Thumb knuckles to third eye. Focus there. And as sensation intensifies, deepen your breath. Radically focus, laser focus on the sound your breath makes. Downward facing dog. Ease into it slowly. And pause. Big breath in. Loud breath out. Noisy inhale. Cleansing exhale. Doing that same pose one more time. See if you can get a little deeper into your physical body. And at the same time, breathe a little deeper into your physical body. Amazing things will happen when you focus on breath instead of sensation. Inhale loud and slow. Exhale loud and slow. Feel your breath on your inhale. And exhale with grace and ease. Downward facing dog. Notice your heels get a little closer to your yoga mat. Your Achilles and calves have opened up a lot. Pedal your feet a couple times on each side. 1 breath in. And now the counter pose to that, I am going to spin around to show you. So you're going to go to about the same pose, but this time tops of your feet down and stack the arch of one foot on top of the other. Now I use blocks because I have tight quadriceps, so I have a hard time sitting deep into heroes. So use your blocks at any height you need and sit your hips to your heels. And now the work is smashing your bottom foot with the top of your top foot. And you can even wiggle your hips side to side to do self-myofascial release to the soles of your feet. If you suffer from tight feet like I do or plantar fasciitis, go into down dog before you switch to the other side. And then knees down, switch other side. If you have plantar fasciitis and tight feet, this is a great exercise to do daily. The work is stacking your shoulders over your hips. That'll give you the most leverage with your own body weight that you need to open up the layers of muscles on your feet the most. You have 4 layers of very thick muscle on the soles of your feet, so it's important to take care of them. Wiggle your hips side to side, really smash into your muscles. Give your feet some love. And then come out of that pose and go into down dog. Pedal through your feet a few times, wag your tail side to side, and settle back into equal pressure through all 4 paws. Drop your head, and as you exhale, walk your feet to the front edge of your mat, gorilla pose. Slide your hands all the way under your feet. Toes physically touch your forearms. Drop your head to the ground and lock your gaze to the middle back edge of your yoga mat. Release your hands from under your feet. Walk your feet together, halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Mountain back bend, inhale. Dancer right side, right foot to right hand. Grab the big toe side of your foot because it's the same hand going to the same side foot. Soften your standing knee to ground through your standing foot. Switch sides. Kick and press. Kick and press. Root down to rise up. One more inhale. And exhale, feet down. Big toes touch. Inhale, reach for the sky, bend way back. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, reverse lunge. Claw your fingers, lift your heart. Inhale, high plank. Caterpillar. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale your loudest. Exhale your biggest. One more breath in. Cleansing breath out. Inhale, left foot forward. Knee down lunge, reach up and back. Right hand to your right hamstring. Lift your heart to the sky and reach your left hand way behind you. Move into your twist, right tricep to the outside of your left thigh. Lift your belly off your thigh and twist. Your left knee stays bent at 90 degrees as you tuck your right toes under, push through the ball of your foot, and lift your heel off your mat. Loud inhale. And exhale. Spiral your back heel in and down. Side angle pose. Do whatever it is that feels best with your left arm. Heel of your left foot is in line with the arch of your right. Your right hip is stacked over your left. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, triangle pose. Both knees are straight, both feet are flat. Lift and spread all 10 toes to get access to the soles of your feet. Drop your right hand down to the ground, pyramid, square your hips forward. Feet are at least 6 to 8 inches apart. Turn your hands around, crawl your fingers to the back edge of your mats. Now flex your left toes to your shins. Add a little bend to your right knee and hollow out your belly. The work here is hinging from your hip. Bring your belly as close to your thigh as you can. Working into your hamstring, your popliteus, your anconeus, a little deeper. Right hand outside your left foot. Reach your left hand to the sky and spread your fingers wide like a starburst. Loud inhale. Twist deeper, exhale. Noisy breath in. And as you breathe out, drop your hands to your yoga mat and drop all the way down into your low lunge. Left foot now moves outside your left hand for cheetah stretch, fingers in line with your toes. Back leg is as straight as you can. Option is stay in your hands or drop your forearms to your mat or to yoga blocks. 3 more of your loudest, slowest breaths. Galaxy pose. If you already know it, go right into it. Left hand to your inner thigh, press your knee out to the side. Roll to the pinky toe edge side of your left foot. Your elbow should be totally straight with the effort of pressing your knee out and rotate through your upper spine. If you have access to the bind, go for it. Bend your back knee, grab the pinky toe edge side of your foot. Bend your elbow and pull your heel closer to your glute. Stretch your right hip flexor, your left inner thigh, and rotate through your spine all at the same time. Half split is next. Back knee is bent at 90 degrees. Front knee is really straight with flexed, active toes. Inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, crawl your hands forward. Now, option is stay in half split or ease your way into full split. In full split, you keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. You do not lean forward in full split unless your whole pelvis rests easily on your yoga mat. Press all 5 of your right toenails down onto your yoga mat. Hollow out your belly, scoop your tail, and work your hips to being squared with the front edge of your mat. You can use blocks under your hands. You don't have to be as deep as me. And trying is doing in the context of yoga. Move into half pigeon. Bend your left knee as deep as is right for you. You should feel an opening in your left upper and outer hip or in your hamstring, depending on where you're tight. Rest on your forearms. Drop your head. Close your eyes and breathe. On your next inhale, lift your chest, bind and twist, 3 loud breaths. Complete your 3rd breath and move into full pigeon. Notice if one side is more open than the other. Observe it. Notice if your brain makes it mean anything. And as you exhale, release your grip, your mental grip on that meaning. And you'll notice the tension and that muscle will release as you release the meaning. Use a block in any way you need it. Move into any other variation that calls to you. One more inhale. Ease a little deeper as you exhale. And your next breath in, make your way into Lord of the Fishes. Right foot, sole of your foot plants flat to your mat. If you can't bend your left knee and wrap your foot around your hip, you can extend your bottom leg forward. Opposite tricep to the outside of your thigh. Your right fingertips prop you up behind you, and if you can bind, absolutely bind, even if it means using a strap. I used a strap for a long time 10 years ago to get into this pose, and now this pose heals a lot of injuries and aches and pains I get from competing and training for CrossFit every day. Loud inhale. Twist deeper, exhale. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, unwind, go into your counter pose, little push-up, sit up, single leg forward fold, left leg forward. Both sit bones flat on your mat, reach your hands to the sky, get tall, and as you exhale, fold over your thigh. If you have easy access to your foot, crisscross your hands at your wrists. Inhale, lift your heart up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows a lot. Keep your gaze on your toes, or maybe just past your toes to encourage a flat spine. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, Marichasana, plant your right foot flat, toes point to 12 o'clock. Lean forward a lot to wrap your right arm around your shin, get the crook of your elbow into your shin, and take your bind by your right hip. Your right glute should press down onto the ground. Active toes on your left leg. Keep your gaze on your toenails. Tighten your grip on your hands as you relax your jaw and relax deeper with every exhale. Inhale, sit up tall, extend both legs forward, toes flex to your shins. Reach your hands up, and as you exhale, dive forward fold. Grab legs or feet with your hands. Knees stay straight no matter what. It doesn't matter how far you can reach on your legs. It is more important that your knees stay straight and your back stays flat. You should feel an opening in your lower back and in your hamstrings. And if you have the balls of your feet, pull on the balls of your feet to bring your toes as close to your shins as you can. You'll also get into your calves. Inhale. Exhale, sit up, and flip over onto your stomach, moving into Sphinx pose. Lie down on your belly. Drop your forearms to your mat. Prop your elbows under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Push your hands down into your mat, and at the same time, draw your elbows to the back of your mat by squeezing your shoulder blades together. Press your chest forward as you press the crown of your head to the ceiling. And exhale, lower down. Turn your head to one side. Close your eyes and pause. Pec minor stretch on your right side. Bend your right elbow to 90 degrees and plant your palm flat at your side. And roll to your right as far as you can, and it might not be that far. This can be a really tender muscle for most people to stretch. Keep your left hand on the ground for leverage. And then switch to the left side. Elbow bends to 90 degrees. Your elbow and the palm of your hand are flat on the ground. Roll to your left. Drop your head to the ground. And help get deeper, you can bend your right knee and bring your foot behind you. It might touch the ground, it might not. I have pretty flexible shoulders, so I'm able to touch my foot to the ground a little. Move back center, turn your head to the other side, and close your eyes. Interlace your fingers at your low back, locust. Squeeze your palms together, float your ribs off your mat, float your feet and thighs off your mat, loud inhale. Relax, lift higher, exhale. One more breath in and drop down, turn your head to the other side and pause. Bend your knees, reach your hands back. Grab your shins or feet with your hands. Kick your legs into your hands a lot. Your elbows go straight. Your heart charges forward. And exhale, drop down, turn your head to the other side. Bend your knees to 90 degrees and windshield wiper your legs side to side 3 to 5 times on each side. Release your lower back really slow. Drop your feet. Close your eyes. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Open your eyes for cobra. Downward facing dog as if nothing ever happened. Loud inhale. Loud exhale. One more breath in. Cleansing breath out. Step your right foot between your hands, warrior one. Square your hips forward and hollow out your belly. Both feet are flat. Press the pinky toe edge side of your left foot down to your mat. Humble warrior, interlace your fingers behind you and dive forward. The work is dropping the crown of your head to the ground. Let your torso drop to the inside of your thigh. Inhale, warrior one, and as you exhale, warrior two, 7 of your loudest, slowest breaths. Arms are parallel to the ground. Arms lifted and shoulders relaxed. This is a longer stance than warrior two. Your feet are under your hands. Your hips are squared to the long edge of your mat. Keep a deep bend in your right knee. Flip your right palm. Revolve your warrior as you inhale. And exhale, plant your hands to your mats. High plank. It's a caterpillar. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale big. Exhale big. Noisy breath in. Cleansing breath out. Inhale, left foot steps, warrior one. Ground thigh bones to earth. Lift your rib cage light like air. Shoulders relax down away from your ears and hug your low ribs in. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Lead with your heart. Exhale, dive forward folds. Energize your knuckles to the sky as you relax the muscles of your neck and drop your head to the ground. Ride your next inhale up, warrior one, and exhale, open wide to warrior two. Heel of your left foot is in line with the arch of your right. Your left toes point to 12 o'clock, your right toes point to 3 o'clock. Engage the muscles of your low belly to level out your pelvis and lengthen your low back. Big, slow inhale. Loud, slow exhale. Reverse your warrior and exhale, cartwheel your hands to the ground. Step back, high plank. Flow through your vinyasa. Caterpillar, cobra, downward facing dog. Biggest inhale. Loudest exhale. Step your left foot between your hands, pivot on your feet, and drop right down into frog pose. Knees wide, toes flexed to your shins. Now your work is to hold this pose as long as I hold this pose. And I held this pose for about 40 breaths. Flex your toes to your shins. Your shins are parallel to each other. Focus on the sound your breath makes. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. It's easy to let your brain get distracted by physical sensation. But all your body is letting you know is that you are still alive and you still have something to work for. Now, like with any yoga pose, the longer you hold this pose, the more your muscles are going to open up and naturally want to go deeper into the pose. You can maneuver your knees out wider if you're on a surface that slides. That's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, if you're not on a surface that slides, you can use your hands, which you'll see me do throughout the video. You can use your hands to move your knees out a little wider apart. Make sure your hips are in line with your kneecaps. You should feel a lot of fire in your adductors, your inner thigh muscles. For those of you who don't get a deep enough stretch from this and you have access to full middle splits, go ahead and take that as an alternative. Focus on the sound your breath makes. Stay in this pose the whole time, and I'll let you know when to come out. Loud inhale, loud exhale. Slow motion and make your way out of this pose however you get out. If there's a specific counter pose you need, take it. Congratulations on holding frog pose the whole time. I know it's not an easy pose. Supta Baddha Konasana is next. Lie flat on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Drop your knees out wide. Place your hands on your inner thighs and gently add pressure with the palms of your hands. Hollow out your belly to press your lower back flat onto your mat. Now my adductors are pretty sore when I recorded this, so if your inner thighs aren't as sore as mine, you can do whatever it is you need to with your hands. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. Happy baby. Grab the pinky toe edge sides of your feet. Press your shoulders down to your mat. 5 more super slow, full body breaths. On your next exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, massage your spine. Plant your feet on your mat, hips width, toes pointed 12 o'clock. Bridge pose. Interlace your fingers under your hips, walk your shoulder blades underneath your body a lot. Puff your chest to your chin. Relax your glutes and take the work to your thigh bones. One more inhale. Loud, slow exhale. Breathe in your biggest, and as you exhale, roll out 1 vertebrae at a time. Scoop your tail and flatten your low back. One more back bend, bridge, or full wheel. And no matter which back bend you're doing, be aware of overarching through your middle. You want to avoid overarching, so keep a slight contraction in your belly. Your work is to make your low back long and flat. Do one more breath, and as you exhale, lower down into Supta Baddha Konasana. This time, bring your arms overhead and grab your elbows. Close your eyes. Hug your right knee into your chest. Twist your lower back. Keep your knee bent or straighten it. Loud inhale. And exhale. Switch sides. Big breath in. Relax, go deeper, breathe out. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest. And exhale. Kick both legs up for shoulder stand. Hands go to your lower back. Get your legs as straight as they can. You don't have to look as straight as me, and some of you might be straighter than me. Lock your hands as close as you can to your shoulder blades and draw your elbows close together. Exhale, drop your right leg overhead. Keep your left leg in shoulder stand. Single leg plow pose. Inhale, bring your right leg up, and exhale, drop your left leg down. Both knees stay straight. Engage your hollow belly to press your tailbone straight up to the sky. Inhale, bring your left leg up. Squeeze your legs together, get a little taller, and as you exhale, drop your legs overhead. If your toes touch the ground easily, you can drop your hands down to your mat. Option to interlace your fingers together into a fist. This opens up your posture, your chain, and at the same time your shoulders. Deaf man's pose, bend your knees, bring your knees to your ears. Option to wrap your hands around your hamstrings or to grab your feet. Big slow inhale. Loud, slow exhale, straighten your legs. Bring your hands, palms down to your yoga mat, and ever so slowly roll out a single vertebrae at a time. Fish pose, hands slide under your hips, prop up on your forearms, puff up your chest, and drop your head back. The crown of your head should rest on your mat. 5 total breaths. Puff up your chest a lot. And on breath 5, drop down onto your mat. Moving into classical headstand, or if you want to take an early Shavasana, go for it. Moving into 25 swimming dolphins. Begin in forearm plank. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, drop your hips. Up and down, up and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Do up to 25 repetitions. If you have to take a break to break them up, go ahead and do it. Make sure that your middle stays tight, and when you're in the plank position, you're perfectly horizontal to the ground. And when you're in the down dog position, you drive your heels down to your mat. This is important for core and lat strength to get into classical headstand, as well as to build hamstring flexibility for classical headstand. Every rep, get your hips higher, heels lower. And once you reach rep 25, or however many you're able to do today, you'll gently place your knees down on your mat and rest for a few breaths in child's pose. For a fuller, deeper breakdown of classical headstand, make sure you check out our classical headstand breakdown video. Now, to go through classical headstand in today's class, you're going to set up your forearms, which will be your foundation. Drop your forearms down onto your mat and measure out your arms. The palms of your hands wrap around your upper arms. Keep your elbows in place. Interlace your fingers out in front of you. Create a triangle with your forearms. And tuck your bottom pinky under. This is really important. Open your hands. Place the crown of your head to your mat, back of your head into your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and walk your feet all the way to your face. Most of you will play with bringing your thighs to your chest and pause. Once you have that mastered, you open your hips, bring your heels to your glutes, and pause. And the final element is straightening your knees. The whole time, your focal point, your drishti, is the edge of your mat. If you're all the way up in full expressed classical headstand, flex your toes to your shins. Lift your shoulder blades up to your hips. Keep your core slightly engaged. Press your forearms and the crown of your head into your mat as you press your heels up to the sky. Hold this for as many breaths as you can. And the resting pose after classical headstands is always child's pose. To come out, you bend your knees, heels to glutes, thighs to chest. You just reverse the order that you went up. Surrender to gravity in child's pose. And pause. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed. Shavasana. Feet wide, hands wide, palms face the sky. Big slow inhale. Cleansing exhale. Let everything go and surrender to gravity. Inhale and exhale with closed eyes, roll to your right. With closed eyes, make your way all the way up to your seat. Hands to prayer. Namaste.
Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm feeling so much better. My knee was hurting really bad right before this practice, and sorry about the crappy video quality. The sun is setting, but I really needed to get this practice in, and I thought it would be one you guys would like. So enjoy and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.